Hey everybody, my name's Ernie and I am the Florida driver. I want to talk to you real quick about the surge while I got the app pulled up. I want you to take a look at that. That right there is the Tallahassee airport. You can't really see it good because, let me turn this light off real quick. It is surging all around the airport. But I want you to realize that right there, if you can see that, it's not surging right there where you do the pickup. I know that's not a good quality picture, but you can see by looking at that orange, if I put my finger right here, you're going to do your pickup right there. That's the only place you can pick up at the airport. The surge is actually 1.7. It was a little bit more than that before. And what happens is Uber is using the surge for a herding device. We need drivers over here. We're not going to have, you're not going to get paid the surge, but we're going to get you over there by putting a surge there. So it's just a way that Uber can get its drivers in position to pick them up whenever the last flights come in at about 11:38, which is usually between 11:15 and 12:15 every night in Tallahassee. That's like the last flights coming into the city. All right, now that surge didn't last long, and it is already down to 1.2. And if you were anywhere in the city and you weren't positioned for it, you would be way out of position. You would never get there, even if the surge was at the pickup point. All that being said, I want you to know that Uber is a technology company. When they start getting pings, they don't put the surge on where the pings are at. I can tell you that from experience. Now they might dispute this, and if they do, more power to them. But I have first-hand experience on what happens whenever the Civic Center lets out, whenever a bar lets out. The first place that when it first lets out, I just want you to know that the surge doesn't happen where the bar lets out. It happens on the other side of the bar. The drivers are over here, and let's say I'm the bar, and the surge is over here. The drivers are over here, and the drivers need to go through the area where the pickup point is to where the surge is if they're going to it. Now, eventually that surge is going to be at the bar, but the first thing they do is they start moving, herding. These people are being herded. If they're on the north side, this crescent moon, there's only a few bars over on that side of town. Mostly fast food, and it's fast food and some residential, a couple apartment complexes, but mostly it's fast food and hotels. And so you're not going to have a big surge at fast food and hotels. You're going to have a big surge at Civic Center, football games, bars. All right, bars are probably the #1 pickup point in Tallahassee on a nightly basis. Florida State University goes out and they fill certain bars up on certain nights. So whenever you're thinking about doing the surge in Tallahassee, and I imagine it's like this all over the world, you need to position yourself to get a surge price by going to the right place. Now, all I'm telling you is, if you're expecting to get the surge price over here, what'll happen is you'll be saying, okay, I know I shouldn't do this, but I'm going to drive to the surge knowing it's not over there, and you'll drive by the bar, headed to the surge, and then you'll turn around when you get your ping, go back to the bar and pick up your people. I've done this over and over and over and over and over. I've got 5,800 rides plus. 5,800 rides, most of them in Tallahassee, Panama City, Jacksonville, Gainesville, Destin, Fort Walton Beach. I've been to Geneva, Alabama, and I've been to Bainbridge, Georgia. So I've covered this area. And the surge, although I've hit a lot of surges, chasing the surge seems to be a fruitless endeavor. If either you're in position or you're not, because if the surge is here and I'm here, I'm 11 minutes away from the surge over here. So by the time I go there, everybody that was in position has that surge covered. The surge will go away, and you won't even get a hit more than likely, unless it's a big event. Then you'll get the leftovers. So don't try to chase the surge unless you just feel like proving me wrong, and then that's fine. I prove myself wrong all the time because I do get to it in time. but it's usually a bigger event or a bigger party where there's less Uber drivers, and then you know, the supply and demand is not met. And so the other thing is turning your app off whenever you deliver your people to the, you pick up in the surge and you drive to where the apartments are on the west side of town, drop them off, turn it off, and drive back. Don't do it. That's called manipulating the surge. And so whenever you're manipulating the surge, what you'll do is you'll fall into this trap is, I'll just drive back and turn it back on when I get closer. And you can do that, But what happens is, if everybody does that, then you'll be grouped with those people as surge manipulators. And those surge manipulators, because we need drivers, we have drivers, but now they turn their app off, and the surge is not, the amount of people needing rides is not met until you get there. So you're manipulating the surge by not providing the service during a time of need. So what happens is, the algorithms and the Autobots at Uber, which they're really good, will red flag you. They'll red flag you and you won't be able to use your account. You won't be able to use your GoBank. You're red flagged, and then that puts a mark on your record. Now, if you're not doing it, you could easily talk to them and maybe straighten it out. I had it happen to me, but it was more for driving to a location, turning the app on, let someone hit my app, and then giving them a ride. I'm way down here in the country, 30 minutes from Tallahassee in Crawfordville, Florida. So she was even further out. And I would go to the hotel, pick her up, take her to the emergency room to see her daughter. Then I would take her back and forth to the emergency room, and then I finally took her to Bainbridge, Georgia, and get her Enterprise rent-a-car because she couldn't get one in Tallahassee. So I ended up not being able to use my GoBank. I was red flagged. They said it's either or this or that. And I said, well, I did pick up a lady, but I used the Uber app. That shouldn't be punished for using the Uber app. And they called it, it's manipulating the ride. Manipulation is going to get you red flagged. Don't do it. Your job's worth more than that. Catch as many surges as you can. Don't depend on them, because the way to make a paycheck, if you've got the time, is to go ahead and work, and then when the surge happens, you've already got a paycheck, and then you got a real good paycheck, and sometimes you got an extremely good paycheck, and it happens just like that. All you have to do is just work hard and go out there and keep on Ubering, because there is money to be made in this business. And whenever you decide to turn on your app, you're going out there and you're doing the best you can. I know you are, and that's all you can do. But just remember, the surge is a herding device used by Uber to position the drivers where they need them, and they're also looking out for the rider. The rider is, without the rider, you don't have a job. So with the Uber looking out for the rider, they're also looking out for you. But just remember, don't try to manipulate the surge. Don't try to chase the surge. Position yourself where you know there's going to be a high volume of traffic at a certain time. Set up your ways for calendar events. Have notifications, whatever app you want to do, and keep on trying to do better every day and make a good name for Uber. This is Ernie Hart, the Florida driver, signing out.